Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, ain't cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to...
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you all once again for finding the time to be with me for this particular edition of the Chelsea News Roundup show. I do hope you're all doing well. For me, I'm still celebrating, and I hope you are. And I'm going to put up a poll to see how many of you that are still celebrating. I will be celebrating until we'll play our first game of the 25-26 season. Even after that, when somebody tries to say some nonsense I don't like, I'll ask them if they've ever won the Club World Cup. We're currently the most successful club in England, aren't we? Let me know. If I'm mixing things up, but I'm quite sure. But that's by the way. Today we'll talk about Eberechi Eze, the possibility of the Englishman joining Chelsea, Jorrel Hato, Christopher Nkunku, Nicolas Jackson, Georgie Petrovic, a whole lot of stuff lined up to talk about, and it's going to be fun interacting with you. So welcome, feel at home, express yourself, and as usual, all we ask of you is just to keep it civil. Hopefully my system don't act up. The signs aren't good, but I rebooted it, I updated and rebooted it. I hope it doesn't disappoint me. But that's by the way. The first person is Code Palmer, Code Ice Palmer. That person behaves like Jeremiah Forward, but I don't know. But that's by the way. Let's see. The second, up big, my bro. Ty, I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. You know what to do, but more importantly, thank you. And thank you once again. And hi to you too, Don Chico, Alex. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. The song reminds me of a Charlie. I don't know who that is, honestly. Why don't I know? Maybe I've heard their songs, but can't put a face to it. Big up to you too, Poggy. Nice to see you all. I hope you're doing well. Like and subscribe to Chelsea Perspective and share it with your loved ones. Thank you. We continue to grow. We're getting closer and closer to 27,000 subscribers, and it's all because of you. The likes do go a long way. Yes, shamelessly, we still do beg for likes because we're not a big account yet, and the likes do go a long way. It helps trigger the YouTube algorithm, which in turn pushes the stream to more people who'd be interested in the topics we have lined up. Of course, the algorithm will be informed by the title and the description of the show. Let's see. Thank you for joining. Looks like you find us via Ty's YouTube channel. The lady with the passion. Okay. Lady in red comes to mind. I don't know, but I'll find out. Big up to you too, IB. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. We should celebrate all year. Yep. I don't know. I've seen some people complaining that it's a bit too much. Why are we celebrating? We won the biggest club trophy in the world. The first to win this particular version of it, edition, I'm not sure the correct term to use. It's not easy. If it's easy, let Arsenal try it. Yes, that's good coffee. So I appreciate you all once again. Without wasting much of your time, let's get to addressing the items we have lined up. A lot of Chelsea fans will not like this one. Yeah, but it is what it is. And I'm not gonna get bent out of the ship because of it. Chances are, had he spent the just concluded season in the Premier League, he won't be as good. And if yeah, but that's by the way anyway. So this particular report reads, "Good luck, Petrovic. You make you made a decision. Is that okay? You make and decide your career. I hope Pendas becomes great and the sacrifice is worth it long term." Let me just go with I believe they know what they're doing, and I'm not complaining. Sanchez is a good goalkeeper, except for the fact that yeah, every now and then the lapses in concentration are a huge problem for me. But he's not made a lot of errors of late, really, and I hope that he continues in that trajectory. That will go a long way for us. So Petrovic, do I think he would do well in the Premier League? I just stick with yes. I think he'd do well. But the fact that he, after returning from his loan spell at Strasbourg, he wanted to be made the starting goalkeeper, which you don't do. Big clubs don't do that, irrespective of how good the player in question is. So I'm glad we handled that very well. I mean, doing such, you could argue, could have caused issues in the dressing room. But I'm just glad the manager didn't do it, and the hierarchy didn't even they didn't put pressure on the manager to make sure he's to is find a way to play him so that he stays. But big clubs don't do that really. So good luck to him. I hope he does well in the Premier League. But I'm never going to agree that he's better than Robert Sanchez for reasons I've explained. I mean, we'll all see things from different lenses. In my opinion, I don't think it's better than Robert Sanchez, but you have every right to think otherwise. But that's just me. Let's see. IB says, anyone else still celebrating Club World Cup? Watched the match twice since then. Yo, Lena, I've watched it a billion times since then. And here's the thing: I hardly, I haven't watched the second half. Only the first half. Once the first half is done, I will rewind it. Except if I doze off watching it, then yeah, it plays until the second half starts. Then yeah, when I find out, I'll rewind it again because the delicious stuff all happened in the first half. If anybody deletes that, I think I'm going to sue that person. Really. Uh, thank you. I appreciate that. And visuals on the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. More thanks to you, honestly, for all the support. I appreciate that. And I'm serious about that. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 22 people on YouTube, a total of 79. Only 22 of those on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook. Whether equally, coach doesn't know. I wanted to see something here. Comments from Chelsea fans, and I can assure you that 90% of those have left a comment under this Petrovic report. But this could argue an opinion of Vince's. I think they'd be complaining quite a lot. 90% will not be happy. Okay, why would not? Okay, why wouldn't he be our number one? I'm trying to make sense of that because it looks like it's a bit jumbled up. The second person here says, scary, but not for us, Petra. Okay. Best wishes to him. We will never forget him. This moment that he had produced was a ray of hope in our dark times back then. He did well when he came in for Sanchez. I think Sanchez got injured or something. He did well, really. I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper, but honestly, I don't think he's better than Robert Sanchez. And Blue Blood says Georgi Petrovic is going to create a record for AFC Bournemouth. Okay, I understand the urge to be on the big screen every weekend, but sometimes we we in a haste, we make hasty decisions. You, it's hard to make sense of that. But sometimes we are hasty decisions may cost us in all. Okay, just take your time to make decisions. I guess that the advice is trying to give there. We will always give our quality players. Okay, let's see. I'm not reading again. I don't want to lose my mind trying to make sense of what people are saying. I'm sorry. No offense to anybody, but I just have to be honest. This reads that's according to Matt Law and London Blueport. Chelsea want to end the summer with 8 and 9 attacking options for rotation. And I've not been counting, so I'm not sure how many more we need to sign to complete to meet the quota, maybe. But all I've been hearing for the past a few 2 3 days is that we're looking to sign one more attacking player and then a centre back. Correct me if I missed anything there. But here's the thing. I think we'll sign one more winger. So I've not been keeping tabs on how many attacking players we have already, and I don't want to get into trying to figure out how many we have already here. But I think we'll sign one more winger, and that winger in question may well end up being Garnacho. And a lot of Chelsea fans don't want that to happen. I'm not saying Garnacho is a bad player, but from a distance, as an outsider, from what we've heard, his attitude stinks, and I can say for certain that that's the case because I don't know him. I haven't worked with him. We haven't played together. I'm not even a footballer, so we just go by. You can say driven by what we've been hearing. We assume that yeah, his character stinks, but I don't think that that's okay. Really, I'm trying to stop behaving in that manner because it's not good. But that's by the way. Chelsea wanted to end the summer with 8 9. How many more we need to sign to meet that quota? Coachella doesn't know. So we move on. This one from Fabrizio Romano, the transfer guru himself, Vince quoting him right there. From what I am hearing, Chelsea could have one more addition up front. That's something they are seriously considering. So the question now is that one more upfront, who could that be? Rodrygo, I would say no for reasons we've talked about. His salary will always be an issue. I don't think we'd make an exception. And just as I've told, I did tell people a few days ago, if we didn't make an exception to accommodate Osimhen, I don't think we'd do that for Rodrigo because he plays in an area you can say we have capable players in abundance. So why make an exception that would create a problem for us in the long run? To be more specific, if we make an exception for him, once it's time to renew the contracts of some of the players we have, or once it's time to discuss a pay rise, then ask for something close to what Rodrigo is earning, or even more. That is, if they believe that they've done better than him. So I don't think we'll go back to Rodrigo, but we have an item lined up here, which you could say did break it down. The reason why we're not going to go for him to a certain extent. You could say to consider not in depth, but enough to let you understand. Yeah, his salary is a problem. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. Wycliffe Barish here says, I don't mind Garnacho. His attitude can be fixed. He will grow up. Here's where I have an issue with his attitude. I wanted to sign Ryan Cherokee, irrespective of the reports, the reports that emerged at the time suggesting that his attitude stinks, as you know. But here's the thing: Cherokee, he's a very very good player, and being as good as Cherokee, Eden Hazard, you name those excellent players. You could say I don't know the correct way to phrase it, but really really good players capable of pulling the rabbit out of a hat to make a difference for their respective teams. Usually they have some measure of how do I phrase this attitude issue. It comes with it. It comes with that territory of being as skilled as Ryan Chucky, Eden Hazard, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. Which you could argue an exception anyway, because yeah, hardly I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything bad about him. But that's by the way. In the case of Garnacho, he's not that good. He's not that good that you'd say, you know what, he's good enough that you wouldn't mind his attitude. He's not that good. But again, I'm going to go back to revisit something we already talked about here. We are outsiders. We don't really know whether if he truly does have an attitude issue. We're just going back what we've been hearing. And if we're truthful to ourselves, I think something that you can say did happen or something isn't quite right. It's still not quite right at Manchester United has led to a lot of the players there falling out with the manager or the hierarchy. Jadon Sancho, what's the other Englishman that went on loan to Aston Villa? There's also even Cristiano Ronaldo himself did. He had a falling out with the manager at the time too. So for me, I don't think chances are the players actually aren't the problem. So, but we are outsiders. So if the club, if Chelsea, if Chelsea, if they want, if the our scouts feel like he's going to be a good addition to our squad, who am I to blow against the wind? I think at this point we should learn to trust them because they've done a really really good job in my opinion. But that's by the way, Weekly Baruch. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And that's a power box. Is that Netherlands flag? Let me know if I'm mixing things up here. Correct me if I didn't get that correct. If I didn't get that right, please. Jimmy Case TV. He's not the only problem. He is his brother too is an issue. I I must be living under a rock. Really, I've not been paying attention to. Yeah, I've heard people say a lot about his brother, but I haven't seen one myself. Maybe I need to do some research and get to know. Listen, and educate myself. Here's the thing. I'm still gonna stick with we're outsiders. We don't really know what went wrong at United because yeah, his case is not in isolation. There's Jadon Sancho. There's Marcus Rashford. There's also Cristiano Ronaldo himself. Yeah. So for the reasons for the fact that it's not just his case alone, there are all the other players who's had issues with the hierarchy or the manager. I don't think it makes sense to just you can say sock up what we're hearing that he has attitude issue. But yeah, as much as I don't want him, if we persist, if we're bent, if we push it and get it over the line, I'm not going to complain too much, really. Honestly, Chelsea will be amazing this season, and I am a Liverpool fan. Best of luck. That's Chris O'Connor. Thank you so much for joining us. Sincerely, do appreciate you finding the time to stop by and take the time to say what you've just said. It's not easy coming from a rival fan, but I sincerely do appreciate that. And we do have a sister channel where we cover all clubs. Soccer Perspective. If you don't mind, take a second. Just search for Soccer Perspective. Subscribe and soon we'll get things going on that particular channel too. Vic is in the house. Viva Garnacho. He's not a bad player, but yeah, usually I am willing to accept the signing of you can say of a player with attitude issues if they are exceptionally good. But in this case, I don't think I wouldn't say he's exceptionally good. He's just I wouldn't say he's average either. He's just between. But that's just my opinion. But nice to see you, Vic. I do hope you're doing well. He's very vocal about issues at the club. Speaks on the managers when it's not going Garnacho's way. Okay, if he's done that, I don't think it's okay. He has no business interfering in who the manager selects. I mean, if he wants his brother to always get selected, he should go earn a coaching badge, maybe become Manchester United, become a manager wherever his brother finds himself, and always select him. It just doesn't make sense if he, in fact, did that. I haven't seen any myself, but I believe you. I don't think it's okay. You could. I think we had a player at the club whose dad did something similar. Dad or brother? Who was that? Oh, Christian Pulisic. His dad always had something to say when he was still at Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. So, but that's why really thank you, Jimmy, for saying that. That's the spirit, coach. Give us Jose Alejandro Nacho. Yeah, vamos. Let's go. If the club wants him, I mean, who am I to blow against the wind? There's nothing we can do about it, really. We can complain all we want, just as remember, not many Chelsea, or not a lot of, plenty of Chelsea fans didn't want the club to sign João Pedro. Yeah, and that's a pattern actually. It just seems as if the players, the fan, don't want the club to sign. Are usually the ones that end up doing well at the club. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah, I think that's a pattern. Take your time. Take a step back and look at the players that have done well. You can say majority of them, the fans didn't want the club to sign them. So yeah. So once again, that report from the transfer guru himself, Fabrizio Romano, reads from what I am hearing. Chelsea could have one more addition up front. That's something they are seriously considering. Who that will be, I don't know. Maybe him. I'd rather Morgan Rogers, but not going to be easy. We have a lot to address, so let's move on from that particular topic and give the microphone back to those in the chat and come back to the presentation screen in a bit. Garnacho is a very good, is very good. Man United just didn't work for him. I mean, that's another way to see it. Players like Elanga, McTominay, and Anthony left United and went on to flourish. So I mean, that just shows that yeah, I mean, it'd be that you could say that justifies the argument that whatever transpired between him and the manager, maybe the hierarchy at United, wasn't his fault. But we don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have 12 likes and we have 30 people following the show. We should be doing a lot better than that. Please take a second, drop a like on the video. The likes do go a long way. Press and hold your screen for just about a second to see the bells and whistles, like, comment, share options. We'd really appreciate you helping us grow, being part of the growth. So let's go. Next item we have here. There you go. The man, the most, the man, the player that Chelsea fans dread. So the name of Garnacho remains one of the options available for Chelsea because he wants to stay in the Premier League. Please go somewhere else. Please go somewhere else. So Chelsea are aware of this situation, but as of today, still not submitting any official bid or starting any talks. So don't get bent out of shape. We're just aware that he prefers staying in the Premier League, but that doesn't mean you can say we've started the process of signing him. We're just aware, and I hope I hope we don't do anything beyond being aware that he prefers staying in the Premier League. He should just go somewhere else so that we can live in peace, really. But let's see what Chelsea fans have to say. Slick shot it says, which option? They like Fabrizio was paid to push this Garnacho narrative because it's choking us already. And Unique says, if you get Garnacho in, he will be a squad player. Why not trust George, who is far better? Wow. Some argument right there. Maybe because of Eze, maybe. And what else do we have here? Anything else? Honestly asking, why Garnacho over Rogers? Okay, I'm not sure how to help with that question from Olisa Eloka. And Blue Blood says that Chelsea FC also have some concerns about the player. That's why they are hesitating. I think that'd be accurate. They know that getting him is not easy. It won't be because I think United, the moment we make a move for him, I think they start asking for Nicolas Jackson, given the rumors that they are interested in signing him, for lack of a more accurate term, but I think we'll visit. We get to that particular report in a bit. Let's get this done. I believe the boy is good, and he has a potential to develop his ability more. Wow. Okay, that's different. Only thing we actually need at this point is a backup for Kukurea. We need to mix themselves. That is it. Unless it's a summer Auburn talent, young player they can loan out. I don't see any additional purchases this window. Next few weeks will be all sales. But if we see a good opportunity, I think we can do both at the same time. Yeah, we can be shipping out players and reinforcing at the same time because yeah, opportunities don't wait. If we're talking about a very good player, if you hesitate, other clubs that are interested will sign the player. And players don't wait; they leave their options. They keep their options open. They don't just focus on. Hardly do they focus on a particular club because it's a huge risk. All right, more likes, more likes. People keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Sincerely, do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular evening. It is 5:37 p.m. my time. So this here on Nizar Kinsella on Christopher Nkunku, the report reads: there's no rush to force Christopher Nkunku out as he can line up alongside João Pedro, given the pair's ability to play multiple positions with an S. Versatility, keyword. I think Nkunku will most likely leave Chelsea this window. I think the only thing, the question is, are there clubs out there willing to, you can say, willing to meet Chelsea's valuation of Christopher Nkunku? Because I don't think would sell him for cheap. And but I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't want him to stay. It just doesn't make sense. He doesn't. He doesn't. You can say he's not the sort of striker I think will thrive under Enzo Maresca. And to be more specific, why do I think he's not going to do well under Enzo Maresca? He just doesn't know how to press. If he presses, you see him run around trying to press. He looks like an idiot on the pitch. Unfortunately, and that's not his game. He's not that sort of player, and I don't think it makes sense to keep him really. And I don't. I probably he knows. I think he'd be looking to leave, but the question is, uh, who? I don't think there's any club that will meet Chelsea's valuation, except if we change our stance and maybe ask for a lower fee. Then yeah, Bayern I think will pounce on the deal. All right, let's see. AB, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to be with us this particular evening. Thank you. So Christopher Nkunku, I think he will most likely leave. I'd say 90 to 10%. 90 leaning towards him leaving, and 10 the possibility of him staying, which I don't think happens. I think he will leave. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Most top clubs these days want young talents. Can you believe PSG started with 4 under 24 against four under 24 players against Chelsea in the final? It's a different era. Yeah, and you could argue partly or mainly because there are a lot of existing financial restrictions. FFP, PSR, the Premier League's a version of the PSR, and these days, in most cases, you face points deduction for breaching the rules. So it's not easy, and so clubs, yeah, they've realized the importance of signing young players, nurturing them to mature as again, sign plenty of young players, then nurture them to mature as a unit and become a very, very strong team. Just like you've seen again in the case of PSG, just like you mentioned there. So yeah, football has changed from a financial perspective. Gone are the days that you get to spend as you wish. These days, irrespective of how much you have in the bank, there are limits to how much you can spend. So, and as I've told people before, we're actually we're ahead of the curve. We're being proactive, and I think a lot of people have started realizing exactly what the owners that the owners knew exactly what they're doing, and they know what they're doing. So which is why during one of his interviews, so what's his name, Bali did say that they're not looking to change their model. They yeah, but yeah, times have changed, unfortunately. The problem, the wages. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Matt Law on Rodrygo. He is on huge wages and wants even bigger wages. This is nothing new. When players switch clubs or when players move from one club to the other, they usually seek a pay rise. Nothing new there. So in this case, he's already on the yeah, he's already earning a lot. And I've told people I don't see this happening. And I'm gonna repeat what I've said already. Chelsea did not make an exception for Osimhen. I don't think they do that for Rodrygo, who plays in a position where you can say not a priority for us to sign a player. We can actually go into the coming season without signing one more winger. So I don't think it makes sense to make an exception for him. But we didn't do that for Osimhen. And if we do that for him, yeah, we're creating a serious problem. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know whether some people just like, you could say, pushing, uh, uh, you could say, having his name in their content title to get more views and all that. But common sense says it's not going to happen, given how much he's on already. So let's read through that the comment we have on the screen. He reads he's on huge wages and wants even bigger wage, which is nothing new there. If it goes wrong with Rodrygo, you are stuck with an enormous problem, just like the case of Raheem Sterling. Ben Chilwell, not much because yeah, his contract. I'm not quite sure how what he has left on his current contract, but Raheem Sterling definitely a problem. So if you sign Rodrygo and if it doesn't work out, then yeah, you have an even bigger problem. So it just doesn't make sense. The second paragraph reads that Chelsea already have a problem in Sterling this summer. It just doesn't fit with what Chelsea have been doing well. So let's get that. Just like you remember when we were all screaming that Osimhen to Chelsea doesn't look like it's going to happen. Vic was one of those clamoring that, hammering on it. It's not going to happen for financial reasons. It will not happen. And Rodrygo's never going to happen. He has plenty of options on the table, and I don't think he'd forfeit those options and say, "Yeah, I'm going to Chelsea, where I'll be on a heavily incentivized contract." I don't think he'd do that. He's spoiled with options, in my opinion. It would take a lot for him to come to Chelsea, and I don't think we'd make an exception. I'm gonna stop saying that again because I've said it 1,000 times. So let's see what else we have here. The problem, yeah, you're correct. If we keep Nkunku, Maresca will find a way to make him better. I don't think he will play him as a striker. Here's the thing. He will find again. You can say if he stays, he probably not going to play a lot. He only gets to play if we find ourselves in a situation where uh, he'd have no option than to use Nkunku, just like we did. I think Jackson was injured and Kopama wasn't fully fit, was sick at the time. That was the only time he got to play. Look at what happened in the Club World Cup final. He came off the bench, right? But here's the thing: it just wouldn't make sense for him to stay. And I think if you ask me, I'm not quite sure his current salary, but he's not again on he's not one of those that signed the heavily incentivized contract. He's not. So I think the club probably would prefer him to leave. So it just wouldn't make sense to keep Nkunku. It just wouldn't make any sort of sense because he's not going to play. Don't celebrate that too early, coach. Calm down. Uh, what is the warning for, Vic? I want to know. You can't just want me and not let me know what you've won me for, what you wanted me for. But yeah, let's see. Don't celebrate too early, coach. Calm down. Celebrate what? Maresca also found a way to make a Fernandez a better player. In Kunku's case, yeah, it's different. Not the same as Enzo Fernandez. Um, nah, it just wouldn't make sense to keep Nkunku. Honestly, I think he's. It just. Probably he. I think the club also want him gone. Honestly. All right. Like Eze, don't need him though. You like him, but you don't think we'll need him. I don't know. Only the club and the manager, only they know what they looking, what player they're looking to sign right now. All we can do is just speculate, really. Rodrygo is 24 and a Madrid player. He's a different profile to Osimhen. I'm not saying no. The profile isn't an issue. What they have in common is the high wage demand. And listen, I'm not saying they're the same, not in any way. Osimhen is an out and out striker. Rodrigo is a winger, in my opinion, or just overall general. Let's use the general language. He's a forward because he can play on either flanks. Um, what they have in common, which is an issue for us, is their wage demand. We just cannot pay that much money to players. We don't pay that sort of salary. And for us to accommodate you, you'd have to be willing to accept the sort of contract we offer these days, heavily incentivized. You earn what you work for. That's where the issues lie. Issues for both him and Osimhen. So I'm not saying they're the same. They're not. But what they have in common, salary demands. It's as simple as that, really. I am sure Chelsea can afford it and make an exception. They won't. What? Why would they? Gittins had a better output in the just concluded season. I haven't. I didn't look. I didn't check whether they played the minutes, the amount of minutes they played, whether they measure or whether there's a disparity between the minutes he played and that of Gittins. Gittins had a better output. The only difference is that, yeah, he's been there, seen it all, and won it all. That's just the difference. And Coenda comes next season, and Coenda can play on either flanks. Cole Palmer can also play on either flanks. You could say, I think the same also for Estavo. So I don't think it makes sense to make an exception. He's just look. He's just the flashier of the names that I've. It just doesn't make sense, really. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's an excellent player, but it just wouldn't make sense to make an exception for him and then create a problem for us, for ourselves, long term. You don't. I don't think the club would do it. No need wasting my energy, actually, but I think you get the point. Felix might stay if we sell Nicolas Jackson. I'd say keep Felix even if we don't sell Nicolas Jackson. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. I've seen Carlito celebrating it there. He changed his profile, I think, from that of AC Milan to Chelsea, something to that effect. I don't think he stays. I'd be shocked if he stays. Ali Gambo up Chelsea, Adama Traore. Okay, is that your name? Really? I'm not sure. All right. Up Chelsea. Thank you, Mr. Gambo. Yeah, okay. All right. Vic says, I don't think we will sign any player already on six figures a week. We are clearly gambling on all the players, hence the low wages, so we can sell them if they do not work out. It's really that simple. I don't like you, but I really like that contribution there. It's really that simple. It just wouldn't make sense to make an exception for him. You don't do that. You're creating a serious issue long term. What happens if Cole Palmer starts firing in all cylinders? No, continues firing in all cylinders, and then take it up a notch. And Rodrygo comes in, and let's say his starting salary is something around 350. And then do you think when it's time of to discuss a pay rise for Cole Palmer, you say, okay, we're giving you 210, or we're giving you 310? He's gonna say no. So it's complicated. You can say for reason number one, the wage demand alone is humongous. Number two, if you make an exception, you're creating a serious problem for yourself. Or as Tom Bawley would put it, you're shooting yourself on the foot or in the foot. Which one is correct? English isn't my first language. Apologies there if I didn't use the correct whatever. But you get the gist. It's not that simple, really. It's complicated. So I wouldn't do it. But thank you, Vic, for that. I appreciate you breaking it down a lot more than I did. Um, let's see. Then I've done maybe. So Rodrigo to Chelsea, not gonna happen. I know a lot of Chelsea fans are twacking for him. They want him signed. Everything is not only about big names. I like this one. Their wages, serious issue. Him and Osimhen. That's the reason why we weren't able to get the Osimhen deal done. Yeah. And Mr. Wachuku Anakwenze there says that Chelsea doesn't need Rodrigo. We have Estevao, Gittins, Neto, and Palma Quenda coming in next season. We're packed in that area. It just doesn't make sense. If it wasn't for his salary, I'd say sign him. We're a big club. It doesn't hurt to have a good depth. Rodrigo doesn't fit our team dynamic. Not starting him would cause issues in the locker room. Honestly, I think he'd be better suited for Liverpool or Manchester United. His dribbling skills aren't top notch, and the Premier League intensity might overwhelm him. Yeah, I don't think we should sign him. It just wouldn't make sense. Well, because yeah, he's you know, the name alone. People under the influence of his name or popularity, they don't reason sensibly, maybe. So Rodrigo to Chelsea just wouldn't make sense. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular evening. It is 5:53 p.m. my time, where I am. We have 18 likes. We had 60 plus people following the show, but we have 34 right now. We can do a lot better than 18 likes. Please, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So this report, the transfer guru himself, he reads, RC Strasbourg also planned to sign Kendrick Pies from Chelsea after deal done for Mike Pendas. Details of loan move being clarified, and then Kendrick will travel to France for a new chapter. I think I'm happy. It wouldn't make any sort of sense to keep him at Chelsea, given the sort of talent he is. If he stays out of selfishness of keeping him because he's that good, but he ends up not playing week in, week out, I think his development will suffer. He'd be better off going to Strasbourg. I think once he picks up there, he'd be playing week in, week out, just like Santos, and then continue on the trajectory of his development, and then come back a better player, come back when we have a place for him. I think that'd be, yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to keep him. It just wouldn't make sense to keep him, honestly. Even Andrea Santos, he has to earn his place. Because, yeah, irrespective of what you think of Enzo Fernandez, I think he's probably one of the manager's most trusted players in the squad. So it's really not that simple, but I hope to see him become, again, a return to Chelsea and get to be a starter in the future. We have to, you can say, be prepared for the unexpected. For instance, chances are Madrid might come calling for Enzo Fernandez, and he feels like, you know what, he's done enough for Chelsea. He wants to join Real Madrid, and then yeah, we just do plug and play. Get one of the players we have out on loan that can fulfill his role, and we'll be good. All right. 19 likes. I think I have to do something to beg for likes here. Let's see. We still do beg for likes because yeah, we're not a big account yet. But I wanted to do this poll before that, and I'm gonna do the poll before I even beg for likes. But why you wait for me? If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. But here's the secret: don't ask a difficult question. If you ask a difficult question, I'll pretend I don't see it. Yeah, make it easy on me, please. All right, let's see. Let me create a poll here. More likes, 19 likes. People, we can do a lot better than that. The likes do go a long way. All right, what do we have here? Ooh, that's too much. 1 second, people. Give me a second. Let's go, people. Let's go. More likes, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. Do not ask any difficult questions. If you do, I will pretend I don't see it. I will pretend I cannot see your question. Jeez. All right, too tall. All right, let's see. That works. Okay, let's go. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. I nearly spilled my coffee. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? And Ty is saying, take your time, coach. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Much love. Much love. We've come a long way. What's making you laugh, Vic? Tell me. All right. Next item we have lined up here. Let's go for it. This guy disappointed me, but at the same time, I mean, his decision quite understandable. Again, as a midfielder, he wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to play to represent the Portuguese seniors national team. So, which was why he had to opt for the option to join Juventus on loan to get to play as a centre back, where where he'd have the space a position where he'd have the space to get to play for the Portuguese national team. Understandable, but I just wish he didn't push for that loan. I love him. I love his mentality, but I was disappointed because yeah, that loan it made me realize everything he said about wanting to come to him, wanting to come to Chelsea, and how he loves Chelsea and all of that. But he's a good speaker, though. All lies, in my opinion. I wasn't happy. I wanted him to stay, and had he stayed, he could have played quite a lot because there was a time we had players, defensive players out, and I don't think the manager would have started Achimpong over him because yeah, centrally as a centre back, he's good. Left back, he's good. As one of the sixes, when we play with two sixes, is good actually. I just don't know. I'm disappointed. But Matt Law reported that Viega will be on his way out. I think the club, yeah, that's it. Bye, Felicia. It's just a case of what kind of deal. A lot of European clubs, like Viega, he's clearly got an appeal. I heard that Bayern are also interested in signing him, but Bayern, they don't seem to pay up when they deal with us. Have we ever actually signed a player from Bayern before? Have we? Have we? And I don't remember. I don't like him. They hardly ever sell players to us, and yeah, when they come for our players, they penny pinch. But it's unfortunate. I I hate to see him go really because I liked him and I wanted him to succeed at Chelsea. But it is what it is, and I don't think it'd be right to blame him. He was looking out for himself. He had to do what he had to do. Good evening from Wales, Chelsea Ultra. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing. Are you still celebrating? How are you celebrating? And I still owe the community a kit as promised. Um, I don't know why. Every time I remember it, we're in this particular system. It does. This particular system does have a giveaway tool, but I haven't practice how to use it. I might, if I started now, chances that I'd ruined the whole stream. And yeah, it shut it down mistakenly. So, but maybe I'll just schedule the next stream on StreamYard, which I've mastered the giveaway to there. And once again, I'm gonna explain how it be done. My people from West Africa, I'd rather give them the cash equivalent. But if you live in England, you get the kit. In US, you might get the kit. Canada, no. I have done a giveaway before where somebody won a kit and shipping it to Canada. I spent nearly the amount of money that I paid for the kit. I don't want that to happen again. Let's see. Viega has no chance because he cannot play at right centre back, displacing Kowa, so to speak. Or Badiashile scared him. I wouldn't say. Listen, he. Okay, we don't know. We all we can do is speculate. Chances are you're correct, and I'm wrong, or vice versa. We signed Balak from Bayern. Did we? Wasn't it Leverkusen? Did we really? But that's because at the time they don't want him. I thought he was what? Let me check. Where did Chelsea sign up Balak from? Oh, from Bayern, 2006. I say you're correct, Wycliffe Barrows. All right. Wake up every morning and shout to myself that we are, whoa, the champions. Keep celebrating. Honestly, it's not easy. I'll probably, we will still be talking about it until, yeah, that 4 years, which is the duration. Again, how long will we wear that badge, a special badge on our kit? Massive disappointment with Viega. Sometimes versatility is an issue. Speculating is what we can do. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we just don't know what really transpired or the reason why he chose to go out on loan. Every argument we've heard so far with regards to why he had to go out on loan all makes sense. It depends on the one you want to go with. Unfortunately, yeah, in young players, versatility can be an issue. Even in older players, versatility can also be an issue. You be a good tool in the hands of the manager, but it means settling in a particular position very difficult because the manager, if he has an issue in 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 any position, he'd call upon you to come help him fulfill that role because you can, which could lead to a player not being settled in a particular position. Yeah. So thank you for that, Ty. Excellent comment. I am the only Chelsea fan close to me. Everyone is United, Arsenal, or Liverpool, but you are different. Which means, yeah, yeah. I think we are actually the most successful club in England right now, aren't we? I think we are. We've overtaken Manchester United with 21 major trophies. Is that what it is? I can't quite remember. Somebody please correct me, fact check, and make sure I'm not gaslighting people here. Leverkusen got Balak back after he left, but he join Bayern from Leverkusen? I can't quite remember. All right. Is it a speculation though? Have you seen a Viega play right center back? Listen, Vic, you're trying. I don't have to. Listen, it is speculation still. It is speculation still, honestly. But let's read what we have on the screen. That what you said. It is a speculation. Is it a speculation though? A question. Have you seen Viega play right center back? No, I haven't. He literally needs to bench Colwell or Badiashile to play since he doesn't want to play at left back. But here's the thing, that is you putting. You can say that is you that's what we have on the screen is a construct of your thoughts. That's you looking at those factors and going, yeah, that may well be the case. Just as me, the way I see it is that he wanted to play in a position of where he'd still keep his place in the Portuguese national team. Because I think his debut, he did play as a centre back, and the following game that he got a chance to play, he did play as a centre back too. So that's not saying your theory is believable. Mine is believable too. That's at least that's how I see it. You could be wrong. I could be wrong. We don't know. Yeah, chances are you're wrong and I'm right, or maybe vice versa. I hyped him up in my player profile video only for this to happen. That doesn't mean he's not a good player. Maybe him going to Bayern or any other club that wants him is a good thing. You still look at again whenever you get to watch your video, you pat yourself in the back and say, yeah, you did the right thing. I'm not saying I'm not gonna because yeah he didn't stay at Chelsea and say he's a bad player. I'm not saying you've done that, but I'm just saying yeah you hyped him because he's a good player and he's an excellent player. I like his mentality. He's also an intelligent player, and I'm a sucker for intelligent players. To be honest, one of the things that drew me to him is his football and intelligence. Yeah, Viega only won CB is not better than Colwell. I think. Okay, let's not get into that argument. Colwell now he's in brilliant form. He is becoming better and better by each game. All right, nice to see you, Kali. Choo! Nacho, man. I want to be a nacho man. I think, yeah, I think probably we just might end up assigning Garnacho. Give me your back four lineup with Viega. No, listen, no. Don't pull my legs, man. The argument isn't whether he benches anybody. I don't want to actually get to that. I'm just saying I'm just not happy he's gonna be leaving the club. I wanted him to stay. I didn't expect him to get a chance to play as a centre back. We signed him as a left back. And whenever he played there, he did okay. So yeah. So and I don't think I'll be able to fulfill your request now. To be honest, you win, okay, Vic. So leave me alone, please. Yes, team, we are the most successful club in the last 25 years. I've been a Chelsea fan for 43 years since I was a 5-year old. I grew up dreaming of this day, and it has come. It's upon us, and I am happy. And people are trying to downplay what we've achieved. I don't think they will succeed. The whole world knows it. Some of them are telling the truth. Some of them know yeah that it's a huge achievement and they aren't lying about it. Some of them apologizing for not giving us the chance to a chance to win it, for not believing that we're actually capable of winning it. So yeah, Ty says no doubt he is, but the narrative that he can succeed at the club long term, of course, that wouldn't happen if he leaves, and I think definitely he's leaving. Yeah, um, that's Okay. Angel Panasia Ata, nice to see you, my bro. It says, where have you been? We have been celebrating all this while. Thank God you're here. Thank God you're here too. I'm glad to have you back. Garnacho is a great player. I'm sure he will be a great addition. He will be competition for Gittins. Competition for Gittins. No, I don't think that's possible. Gittins is a much, much better productive dribbler. Yeah. Competition for Gittins? Maybe. But I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to leave it that Ganacho is a good player. And I'm not going to dwell on people's concern that he has attitude issues because I don't know him. We're seeing things from a distance. None of us works for Manchester United. We're just going by what we've been hearing. And there's a pattern there, a lot of their players has had a falling out with the hierarchy or the manager, so it is chaos at Manchester United. So I'm not concerned about his attitude issues, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Here's the thing: I'm just going to leave it at if we're intent on signing him, then yeah, the manager wants him, and I'm all for the club signing the players that the manager wants. All right, Chelsea Ultra. I would be more than happy for him to be back up to Colwell. Yeah, but he wants it to be first choice. Then you let him go. Yep, I agree with you. Mohammed Jallo, good evening to you too, brother. I hope all is well. I can't complain. I hope you're well too. Thank you for joining us, bro. I appreciate you. They are jealous. Nobody called. Nobody called. Yeah, nothing competition when PSG was steaming it through Inter, Bayern, and Madrid, mopping the stadium carpet with them. They thought, yeah, we were gonna be next. They thought that's it. We're gonna. They thought they were gonna experience PSG mop the stadium, MetLife carpet, a stadium carpet with us, and that didn't happen. We actually dominated, actually. But I don't want to start talking about that game right now. Maybe on another stream. I, I can't stop watching that, rewatching that game. I just have to be honest. Viega's main position is centre back. Other positions, left back and defensive midfielder. That's his profile. Before we signed him, thank you for letting me win, coach. Just go away. All right. I heard we are interested in Eberechi Eze, a hijack maybe. He would be much better than Garnacho, and to me, would be the starter on the left, and that would allow Gittins to be backup and develop. Gittins as backup, I think we don't rate him. I think a lot of us, a lot of Chelsea fans don't rate Gittins. All right, but that's fine. You chances are you're correct, but we'll see. No, I don't. I don't. It's like, but I think I know a song that I learned in primary school that I can. Yeah, but I don't want to get to a point where people, yeah, had the accent to sing in French. I don't speak French. Let's just leave it at that. We battered the so-called best team in the world. Now people want to say, yeah, it's worthless. It's absolute nonsense. Don't mind them. Nobody expected us, but yeah, we smoked we smoked PSG. So yeah, Nicolas Jackson. That's according to iNews. This is the first time I'm seeing this particular news outlet. The report reads: Nicolas Jackson and Alejandro Garnacho could trade places this summer, with both Chelsea and Manchester United keen to accelerate player sales. I think this is just opinion driven, nothing factual about this report. The word could clearly makes it speculative, or maybe just, yeah, speculative, I think would be correct. Could trade places this summer, with both Chelsea and Manchester United keen to accelerate a player sales. So this is actually a nonsense report, in my opinion. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why I had it lined up there with those other items. But here's the thing. This when was this? On 16th today. So This particular report from I Am Rahman Usman reads Nicolas Jackson wants to stay as he believes he will rediscover his best form again next season. So Jackson stays, except if he pushes to leave. And we did talk about that at length yesterday when we agreed that, yeah, Jackson leaves only if he wants to leave. And the fact that Chelsea are asking for enough of 90 million, was it pounds or euros? Even if it's in euros, that's reflective of the fact that they're not looking to sell him. Because I don't see any club paying anything enough of 60, 70 million for Nicolas Jackson. That's just my opinion. Maybe there are clubs out there willing to pay that much money to sign him, but I don't think none comes to mind, honestly. Um, Angela Panesia Ata says, in life, every human deserves a chance. Garnacho is as well a human. I'm sure he will improve in all aspects as a man, and surely he is gifted. He can improve a lot. He's still a kid, and as he matures, I think some of those sort of behavior that have led to people, you could say, seeing him as a problematic character, maybe for like for more specific or relatable language there. I think those he will become mature, and you start seeing less and less of those type of sort of behavior from him. I don't know. Kids will always be kids, and in kids, yeah. So the honest, I'm not going to judge him. I don't even know him personally. I'm only my opinion of his character or quote unquote attitude issues is driven by what I've heard and not what I've seen. So in other words, that's not. I could be wrong. So I'm not gonna just go by that. No, because I don't know him. Let's see. The real question on Garnacho is: does Enzo rate his fellow countryman highly? I don't know. And how do we find out? I don't know either. So I think we just dump everything we're hearing into a single bucket and just call them speculations or maybe rumors. Maybe I'm not sure how to categorize it. Chelsea apparently have said if anyone beats for Jackson, it will trigger an immediate bid for Rodgers. Yeah, I did read something to that effect, and I think we have it lined up here. We will get to that in a bit, which you could argue is a way Chelsea telling them, don't try this. If you try this, we're going to do something that will unsettle your player to, of course, and just, uh, because making up theories here. Okay, Reece James okay, I'm not sure. This is just a stats here. World best of fullbacks. Hakimi compared to Mark Correa. Suffer score rating 7.80 for Hakimi, 7.60 for Cucurella. Matches played 6. Cucurella played 5. Okay, Club World Cup games. Goals and assists. Okay. 2 goals, 2 assists for Hakimi. No assist for Cucurella. Clean sheets, 2 for Cucurella, 4 for Hakimi. 4.20 tackles and interceptions per game. Yeah, defensively, Cucurella did a lot more defensively in the Club World Cup. Yeah, Dues won 62.8. Hakimi, not even close. So Cucurella overall is a much better defender. All right, what else do we have here? More likes, people, more likes. I nearly spilled this copy of myself and I flinched. Jesus Christ. I think we've read this. Viega will be on his way out. We've read that, so I have a duplicate tab there. All right, this one here, Nicolas Jackson and Alejandro Garnacho could trade places. Why do I have duplicates? Nicolas Jackson wants to say we've addressed that. We've addressed that one. We've addressed this one. Okay, this is an interesting one. Simon Phillips, okay, that says that reports that Chelsea have entered into new talks with Eberechi Eze, Eberechi Eze's agent about a potential move from Crystal Palace to Chelsea. To be more specific, there, of course, I remixed that. I don't know. Do we need him? I don't know. If you're in the chat, what do you make of the report that we're interested in signing Eberechi Eze? He's a good player. Do I think we need him? I'm not sure what to think right now, I have to be honest. Kukurea is the best left back in the world this season. He has been an absolute beast in defense and has scored vital goals too. And in the Club World Cup, I think he operated differently, mainly differently from the way he applied himself during the course of the just concluded Premier League season. So, but yeah, he's excellent defensively. He can also do a lot offensively. Everything comes down to how the manager wants him to apply himself again in a particular game. How about Nicolas Jackson's deal? It's I mean, it's everywhere right now. Some reports suggest that he's weighing up his future. Some suggest that there could be we could see a potential swap deal, him going to Manchester United and Alejandro Garnacho coming to Chelsea. There were reports a few days ago suggesting that Inter, was it Inter? AC Milan also interested but concerned, not able to meet the valuation. Juventus at one point was reported to be interested also. So it's everywhere, and this is the second time we've addressed reports that where he says that he wants to stay and fight for his place. And I think if he stays, that'd be good for us and for him too. Competition is good. That's what big clubs do. Eze as a starter on the left is a great addition if it happens. But Arsenal are also in for him, and apparently he's a lifelong gunner. Do I think he gets to play if he joins Arsenal? I'm, I'm, I don't want to stress myself trying to, you can say, figure out whether he gets to be, whether he'd be a starter at Arsenal. I don't want to get to that, but I don't know. It's up to him, honestly. We wait and see. All right, this one, Lucula here says, "Hi guys, Eze to Chelsea would be a good addition. I don't see it happening." Okay, I'm not sure what to make of the report. Simon Phillips, do you trust him? Let us know. Mohamed Jallo, once again, thank you for joining, and I hope you're doing well. No Italian club will afford Nicolas Jackson. It will be Aston Villa, United, or he will stay, I believe. At the moment, going back what we've the report we addressed a few minutes ago, he wants to stay and fight. And for me, good. Honestly, he's a good player. The only thing that needs to happen, he needs to start being efficient in front of goal consistently and not be Nicolas Anelka today and then was a Liverpool guy that misses a lot that it'd be fitting to call him Mr. Mrs. So, and not be Nicolas Anelka today and then Darwin Nunes tomorrow. So he just needs to start being consistent in front of goal. He does everything else right. His pressing, his tracks back effectively. Just let's see what happens. Not saying he will start at Arsenal, but being a fan might be the difference. I don't think so. How old did you say he is again? I don't think he would want to go to Arsenal and play second fiddle to anybody. If he does that, his place in the England national team, he should just forget about it. He's not. He's still young. I don't think he would want to go to a club where he doesn't play. Um, I don't know, but I don't know what move would be better. I don't know whether he'd be better off joining Chelsea or Arsenal right now. But for me, I think we can actually go into start the season without signing one more winger. Really. or player that's capable of fulfilling the 10 role. I don't see him perform on the big stage. You don't see who perform on the big stage. Who exactly are you referring to? The problem with Eze is that Arsenal want him. Arsenal want him now. I don't believe Arsenal will wait until Chelsea uses him enough before acquiring him from. That's you having the dig at Arsenal. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Well, Eze to Chelsea is not necessarily important right now because we have Gittins and Zhao is a versatile player. Uh, Here's the thing, something, or Taru Torres. Here's something you need to pay attention to. We've been told that we were looking to sign one more attacking player, and the plan is to go start the coming Premier League season with nine. The coming season, the new season with nine forward players. Do you think we have nine right now? I don't think so. I think at most six. Can you count? Count and let me know. Mark Gui, I'm not sure he stays. So yeah, okay, Eze, okay. Wow, that's some comment right there. Honestly, bro. Oh, that's my bro, actually. Road King TV. That's my bro, actually. Omo, how you doing now? I appreciate you finding the time to be part of the conversation. Yeah. Hit me up on Twitter. I can add you to the panelist group, and you can always share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out and subscribe. I appreciate you finding time to join my bro. How you day, my brother, my brother. Nice to see you here. All right, let's see. 27 likes. You can do a lot better than that, people. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, usually people don't see the like option. But to see the bells and whistles, press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the like, a comment, all the bells and whistles there. Share options. Drop a like on the video. We still beg for likes because we're not a big account yet. And the likes are very important to us. The likes do go a long way. The likes trigger the YouTube algorithm, which in turn pushes the stream to more people who'd be interested in the topics we have lined up. Right now, we have 39 people on YouTube, a total of 162 people, only 39 on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook, whether equally, I do not know. All right, what did Mr. Ozuk do? Galatasaray. Mr. Ozuk did not use all caps. If you do that, the AI that's policing the chat would delete your message and possibly time you out. So don't start a fight with the person. It's not a human being. And Chelsea Autry saying if he believes in himself and he's a fan, he might have fancied the move. Yeah, I understand that. I do get your point, bro. But if it's a risk, I don't think he'd risk it. He don't. He's still young. I don't think he would want to risk not. You can say missing out. Again, the World Cup is close. It'd be a huge risk if he doesn't play, and he knows that. But I, it's his choice. If we sign him, fine. If we don't, we're fine. And that's my opinion anyway. Plus money, and they do pay very well. That's an excellent point. Yeah, I don't know if they offer the sort of contract that we offer here, the heavily incentivized contract. But I do like Eberechi, but I don't know. Chelsea. Um, yeah, you face a different measure of pressure. Chelsea is in Crystal Palace. We've been there before. Players that do well. Again, when players that are exceptional, but by the time they come to Chelsea, are under the immense pressure of the bridge, the fans, everything, they don't perform as expected. Alejandro Garnacho to Aston Villa. Okay, take him. But I'm not reading your comment again. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Lasula is saying right now the priority should be a backup to Kuku and a centre back who is capable of controlling the defense. Here's the thing: I don't want a backup. I hate to use the term backup, and I'm going to explain why. And Lusula, you're an OG here, so you should actually know. why we don't use the term backup. Um, if you sign a player as a backup, you're essentially saying that that player isn't as good as the player you already have, which in turn means if anything happens to the starting player in his absence, the backup, so-called backup player, cannot measure the sort of performance that you get from the starting player, which means the overall quality of the team drops. That's why I hate the term backup. Competition better off. You have two good players. They compete. Whoever does better during training sessions, then the manager will select that person. You want to have a player that, should anything happens to the player, the starting player, he can come and do an equally good job or maybe an even better job. So it just doesn't make sense to go for a player that's a clearly, because quality determines whether the incoming player will be a backup, a starting player, or maybe a competition for the player that's already at the club. And but I think the player we're looking at, I think he can compete in Jorrel Hato. Is it Hato or Hato? I'm not sure how to correctly pronounce his name. My bro, I still do celebrate. Yeah, I listen now. 4 years, make we celebrate for 4 years. That's the length of time we will wear that badge for our crest, maybe for our kids. Sure, you get. So we have every right to celebrate, and after that, even and if any English club fan talk nonsense, you ask them your club don't win them before. Nice to see you, my bro, once again. I appreciate you. But now I've made you a moderator, which means you can actually share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out. All right, let's see. Chelsea Ultra says Zhao said after the Club World Cup, he's always seen himself as a forward, and that's where he wants to play. He especially likes it here because he likes to also drop deep, and that's exactly what Enzo Maresca wants. We play with a fluid approach, and that makes us unpredictable. And that fluid approach, again, in that approach, Enzo Fernandez he will thrive. Him and João Pedro will thrive. Even Nicolas Jackson, but the only issue is that he's not consistently efficient in front of goal. If that makes sense. So he's correct, and I like him. He's a very, very intelligent player, and dang it, I love the run he made before Cole Palmer threaded that pass for our third goal against Paris Saint-Germain. It was delicious. And I'm sorry, I like Nicolas Jackson, but had that been Jackson, he would have run straight down into the 6 years box, and by the time Cole Palmer will thread the pass, he'll be offside. But go rewatch it. See what João Pedro did there. He started the run diagonally. He kept his eyes on Cole Palmer and then run straight down further into the box until Cole Palmer released the ball. That was when he started running straight down the box, and then the rest history. That was when I realized how intelligent he is actually. I loved that. And I'm a sucker for intelligent players. I've said that before. That's the first thing I look for in a player is how intelligently they apply themselves on the pitch. He's that sort of player. And that made me happy. All right, let's see. Mohamed Jallo says that now I think only left back of Matt Correa before. We don't need to run him into the gutter before signing someone else, but I think we know we're working on it. He's been fit, hardly ever gets injured, but we don't want to risk it. Instead of Eze, I would suggest Grealish. Who from City, whose price tag is this 40 million? But no, where is he gonna play? And I don't want Grealish, really. I don't think we would ever see that the Grealish of Aston Villa. Sorry, I have to take a sip of my coffee, man. It's cold, but it's still good. Really. 28 likes, people. We can do a lot better than that. I appreciate you all. Let's see. Lasula, I don't want Grealish really. But let's see. But coach, we all consider Dante your back. You don't want Dante to hear that from me. He's gonna roast you. He's soft spoken, but if he decides to roast you, you're done. You you know that, right? No, Dante is a starting player. Dante isn't a backup. He's a starting player. You must respect that. Okay. Grealish, not a 1v1 winger in any sense. He's not that good, actually. It's not. Look, I don't know what happened to him. I liked the Aston Villa version of Jack Grealish. Let's say a second left wing back instead of a backup. That's not, you can say, a more acceptable language in my opinion. But you have every right to use whatever language you deem fit to describe a player. For me, I'd rather competition because that's what big clubs do. You don't buy backups; you buy compete players to come compete and maybe do better than the player you already have. That's what big clubs do. Zhao called himself a number 9.5. I like that. Interesting. Number 9.5. That's a good one. All right. Adam Freeman, Blake, nice to see you. Ty is wearing Jesse Y. Where's Ty? Where's Ty? I'm not sure. Where do you see Ty? All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Big up to you too, Courtney. Damn, where have you been, man? I hope you're good. No, it's not time to go to bed. It's 6 p.m. for me, but in 2 hours, my boys should be going to bed. Yeah, but I'm good, man. You're not back yet. You're attacking me already. Coach, isn't it time for you? No, it's not. It's 6 p.m. for me. 6:38 p.m. But yeah, the Geffa is doing a great job. He told the media he watched PSG matches over 18 times. 18 over 18 of them, and that's how he outsmarted them with their own game plan. It was his thing. I can see such a delicious comment and not talk about it because it was brilliant. The first 10 15 minutes, they were confused. They were uncharacter how do you uncharacteristically, I can't pronounce that word, booting the ball away to throw in and just to get it away. That's unlike them. And the cameraman, I'm just gonna, please, if you can find me out, I will buy you a Chelsea kit if you can prove you were the cameraman of the day knew as if we would cherish him, panning to the PSG bench, showing them going what's going on here. They could not believe it, and they had no answer to what was going on. They had no answer to the way we pressed them, and the pressing was strategic. It was with purpose. We weren't just running around. We were blocking their passing lanes, passing channels. They got confused. They could not believe it. And we did it for a prolonged period that it got to their head. They lost it. Even the manager at the end of the game lost lost his mind and wanted to start a fight. I give Maresca, he that was brilliant, really. I was concerned he was going to overthink things, but he didn't. He didn't overthink it. He didn't or underthink it. It was just perfect. To win the Premier League, Chelsea needed to send Nicolas Jackson to United and maybe Nkunku to Villa and make sure their mission on loan is clear. you're not you're not a nice person. Lusula, I used to think you're a nice person, and you're not a nice person. Jesus Christ. That's that's deep. Otaro Torres, and if I can recall, only his boss Guardiola won. Beat him home and away in the Premier League last season. That shows how good he is. And you could argue that that was inevitable at the time because new to the squad and you could argue the second game we lost to City, had Jackson not been Jackson on that day, we could have won that game. Yeah, but it's okay. We'll meet again. Yeah, leave Dante alone. I'm gonna make sure he watches this video so he can sniff you out whenever you're in the chat session and deal with you. I like Viega, but I do not know why Maresca does not like. Maresca likes him. If you listen, he wanted to. I'm not sure whether. Listen, I think you heard us discuss his situation. We can only speculate. I don't know why he had to leave on loan, but I've explained. Presented my theory again on why he had to leave to go out on loan. But I don't want to talk about that again. Really, I don't think Maresca hates him. Maresca likes him. He actually did say publicly that he likes Viega and he wants him to stay. He did say the same thing about João Felix, but the player wanted to leave. Big up Adebayo Makunju, my bro. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. 12:40 a.m. from Nietzsche. Woo! That's dedication, bro. That's dedication. I appreciate you. All right, let's see. If he's wise, he should join Chelsea so he can win up major trophies. That's what smart players do. Osahe, Osasu Osahe, that must be a brother from Eastern Nigeria. What part of Osasu Osahe? Benin? Worry, possibly. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? I don't like this guy, Kishon. I don't like you, Kishon. Go out, go away. We're fighting, and you don't know how to fight. When you fight with people, you don't come to their channel. You don't say hello. Okay. Jokes aside, Keishan, I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us this evening. And if you have time, share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out. Keishan is getting me. He's the reason I'm going to start watching wrestling again because he has a YouTube channel where he discusses wrestling. The last time I caught him online, he had a very a gentleman who's very knowledgeable about wrestling, and he was enjoyable. I enjoyed listening to them because I still know some of the most popular wrestlers right now, but have not been following it for a while. So, Kishan, if you're still there, much love to you, brother. Share the link so people can go check out your channel. Adebayo Enzo Maresca appears to me to now have improved tactical diversity. Here's one thing I like about him, and I think I did read something to that effect. Was it yesterday or this morning? Something to the effect of him learning more about himself, improving in certain aspect of his approach. And I like such person. Even after winning the Club World Cup, he's not coming out. Winning again, we're not seeing him say something to the effect of, yeah, I'm one of the best. I knew exactly what I was doing and all that. But he's making it clear he's still learning. He's working to improve certain aspect of his approach. And that makes me happy. He's progressive too. I've always known that. But I like him. He's an intelligent manager. Even before now, I've always known that he's an intelligent manager. Reads the game very well. And something that's reflective of the fact that he's a very intelligent manager is since he's joined us, we seem to do better in the second half. Yeah, when he makes changes, he often gets it correct, gets it right. So I like him, and I think we can only get better under him. All right, big up to you too. Saying hello to people. Hi to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Palmer is not only the coolest but also the smartest player presently. The joy. Okay, chooses accuracy over power. He noticed his first item was with power. That's why he didn't go for power. Yeah, for his subsequent opportunities that he had on the pitch under that, he got on the pitch on that day. And I actually like placement over power anytime, any day. And I think he's that sort of player. The transfer market is open. We've discussed a few items. Eberechi Eze, Nicolas Jackson, Alejandro Garnacho. I think I'm missing a few. What's the situation of Mudrik? Will Chelsea stop making the payment to his former club? Ooh, I don't want to have the answer to that question, and I begged you not to ask me anything difficult. But there you go, Heston. Jokes aside, I don't know. No, I don't. I don't know really. And I haven't heard anything that suggests that's the case. So we wait. Probably still in court. Um, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. Yeah. But if okay, let's see. Let me just leave it at that and not talk about something I don't know. I don't want to start throwing information out of my wazoo at you. I don't think that's correct. I don't like gaslighting people. The fact that Maresca and the fans had a small fallout and he came back to redeem himself is great. Yes, yeah, I agree. Pochettino wasn't able to deal with the pressure from Chelsea fans. He didn't deal with it well. He lost it. Potter, the same thing. But Maresca weathered the pressure, did what he had to do to not let a few losses at the time become, you can say, a prolonged chain of losses, which could have led to, you can say, low confidence, which is the what you don't want to want to, again, something you don't want to happen to your team because it's very difficult to correct. Because they say losing can become a habit as much as winning can become a habit. Yeah. So he's a smart manager, and that showed me a lot about him, how strategically he dealt with that problem at the time, which you could argue started with you could say our midfield is not doing enough to protect our defensive line, and the opposition players had you can say a lot of attempts to on our defensive line, and in most cases breach them easily because they were very young and naive. And once they face a persistent pressure, they make a lot of primary school level mistakes or silly mistakes, for lack of a more relatable or specific language. So yeah, I'm happy with Enzo Maresca. I've seen enough to know that yeah, uh, uh, um, he would do even more as Chelsea manager. He's done well already. Actually, he's done well. Two huge trophies in his first season. That's not easy. All right, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We truly silenced the naysayers. Conference League winners, beaten Champions League winners with a championship coach. And I've said this before. If I were Enzo Maresca, I'd embrace the Champions League, the championship manager tag. Honestly, but because your name doesn't define who you are defines your name. Yeah, but I do like the man over ask for a better opposition for that Club World Cup final. It's a good thing that it was against the European champions, the so-called best team in the world, until they met Chelsea. They looked they looked like an average team for the entirety of the for the duration of the game. All right, let's see what else do we have here. Deba says, please, what is it about Garnacho gossip? I don't hate any player, hence I don't write of any. But his outfit out antics should be factored into CFC planning. You bet they, they are aware of his behavior. Somebody did say when the show started that might well be the reason why we haven't pushed through. Uh, uh, we haven't pushed to sign him. Here's the thing. Yeah, I think we're concerned probably. But it could still happen. I hope it doesn't. As much as I don't think it's a bad player, I just don't want it to happen. It just we don't want anything that was. I don't want that sort of a player with such baggage, for lack of a more relatable or accurate language there. But you get the gist. Let's see. I heard Real Madrid want a Parma. I heard PSG wants him too. I think Chelsea should put 1 billion as a release clause. This is how Madrid and Barcelona act. They can't. I don't think they can sign Parma. The only reason would let Parma go is if he asks to leave. But if he doesn't, if he wants to stay, I don't think would look to. Excuse me. I don't think that CFC would sell him. Yeah, I mean they can dream. That's what big clubs do. If you're good enough, clubs will, you can say, test the waters to see if your club is willing to sell you, and then they make a move. Parma is only activated. Okay, Parma is only activated when James is guiding his back. He knows that James always turns up in European finals. James told the Gefa in the Conference League that they will win, and he kept his words. And he did say before the Club World Cup final that we're winning it, and we won it. All right, what else do we have here? Why not conference winners play Europa League winners? Then the winners should play a Super Cup with PSG. So Chelsea can do it again. I am sure we are PSG's nightmare now. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that anyway. I don't want to add to that. All right. Let's see. Madrid can want all they like. They ain't like getting Palma or Enzo or Caicedo. They keep talking about all three, hoping to unsettle them. But we have something. Okay, we're cooking something special here. Here's the thing. I don't think these players, we as long as we fulfill our end of the bargain of them getting the pay rise if they keep winning. I don't think they. I don't think any of them would want to leave. As long as we're winning, more importantly, I don't think they would want to leave. If they see that we're the best team in Europe, why would you want to leave and join Real Madrid that looked so ordinary against Paris Saint Germain that they were unrecognizable? So we're building something special here. And as long as we keep our own end of the bargain, granting them the promised pay rise if we win trophies or reach a certain you can say achieve certain goals, I think they're staying. So if you look at the only, again, if we don't pay them well, chances are, yeah, they'd ask to leave and go somewhere where they'd get paid well, because yeah, it's business for all parties involved. Business for the player. You can say football is how they earn money and put food on the table for their respective families. Business for the club also, so they will look out for themselves. They will. No, listen. Pay attention to what the current Chelsea owners are doing. If you are good enough, they're not gonna look. They won't sell you. You'd have to push the lead before they say, okay, this player doesn't want to be with us anymore. We don't have any other option than to let that player go. And the buying club, more importantly, must meet Chelsea's valuation of the player in question. Otherwise, they're not selling. And if you've not been paying attention, or in case you're living under a rock, you remember when Arsenal's when we received Arsenal's initial bid for Kai Havertz, Chelsea fans were saying, "Just take it and run. Nobody will pay you anything more than that." The owner said, "Nah, we're not doing business. We want what we want," and they had to pay. Same thing for the case of what's his name, Mason Mount. Bid was rejected, and people were saying, "Take it and run." Usual rant from Chelsea fans. The owners refused, and they got how much they got. United had to meet Chelsea's valuation of Mount before we sold them. So, Nani Madueke, I'm sure you've heard how much we sold him for. So it's Chelsea has never been a selling club and will never be one. We only sold players that wanted to leave. We don't sell our best players. To be more specific, certain players are sellable. If we look at certain players and feel like we can actually do better than them, we'll actually push for them, let them know, yeah, we don't want you. You should start looking for a club. All right. So then I'm not concerned, honestly. Let's see. I don't think such a big deal to sign Garnacho. Sancho too had a falling out with the hierarchy or maybe the manager. Sancho, one of the reasons why I said there's a pattern there. Maybe Garnacho is not the problem after all, and irrespective of what we think of his attitude, we're outsiders. We can only speculate. Tell me again, except somebody in the chat was specific enough to mention how his brother behaves on social media whenever Garnacho isn't selected for games. But I don't know. If we want him, we want him. I don't think fans' opinion wields a considerable measure of influence that the club will look at and say, "Yeah, let's not sign him. The fans don't want him." I don't think so. I don't know who this brother is, but I like him already. Jesus Christ. Oh my word. That is hilarious. I can't stop laughing. Okay, he says breaking news: Chelsea beat Darwin Núñez 67 million pounds. I don't know you, man, Ryo, but I think I like you already. Jesus Christ. Okay. But thank you for that information. I appreciate that. Enzo especially seems to absolutely love this club. I don't know why. Maybe he's just a passionate guy, but he really seems to play for the bag. I think you're correct. Uh, again, he joined us when I think he had other options, but chose us over those options. Yeah, chose us over other clubs that were interested in signing him at the time. The mentality next season should for the club to win the Premier League. The Champions League is easier. Europe, the Premier League is tougher. Um, and I hope I'm not. I hope I'm wrong. I don't know. Something tells me that Maresca is a cup manager, just like Thomas Tuchel. I hope not. But I'm just going to stick with what I'm certain of. I'm certain of the fact that he is an intelligent manager. I just want to stick with that. I don't want to overthink things and then make false judgment. Otaru Torres says Chelsea don't sign players who don't have a passion for the club. I think, yeah, I would agree. Why they will push and pause to see if you'll accept order other clubs offer. But if you persist and say it's Chelsea, then you've earned it. I like that. Honestly, I do like that. But thank you for that comment. Keep dropping the likes on the 29 likes. We can do a lot better than that. 52 people still following the show on YouTube. Why are we stuck on 28 likes? It just went down to 28 actually. But we can do a lot better than that. And yes, because we're streaming in a vertical format, usually people don't see the bells and whistles. Press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, which includes the like, comment, and share options. So let's see who is still celebrating. Chelsea 3, PSG 0. Are you still celebrating? 38% says, yes, I haven't stopped dancing. Wow, okay. 35%, of course, we are world champions. 14%, it still feels unreal. And 14% until the season starts again. That's excellent. Okay, now I'm going to do something to beg for likes, but keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 65 people and 30 likes. We can do a lot better than that. So, Eberechi Eze, I wouldn't mind. But some are saying that he prefers joining Arsenal because he's an Arsenal fan, according to one of you in the chat there. But we'll see. If we are selling Nico Nkunku and João Felix, okay, who becomes the third striker and right wing player? I would assume we need more offensive signing. Yeah, I think the transfer guru himself, he said that should Nkunku and Jackson leave, I think even whether they leave or not, that we're looking to sign one more forward player. But if they leave, we're certainly going to sign more than one offensive player. Yeah, I think if either one of the two players leave, actually, we'd have to sign one again, at least two more attacking players. Yeah, let's see what we have here. We still need to sign a top goalkeeper. Sanchez, Dopino for one game doesn't deceive me. Houston, I'm going to say this. From mid-season to the end of the season, I think for me, he's improved significantly. He's actually an excellent shot stopper, and the only issue is those moments of lapses in concentration. He's improved in terms of his what's it called? Jeez, he comes off his line to come collect the ball. What's the term for it? High claims, which yeah have helped us deal with set piece situations a lot better than we've done in the past. He's an excellent shot stopper, except for lapses in concentration, and I hope that improves. And I did read something online, something to the effect of Maresca saying he's an interesting goalkeeper, that he will make mistakes, but his brilliance between the sticks will save you a lot more points than his mistakes will cost you. I'm not sure what to make of it. I think we will still sign another goalkeeper, and Jorgensen also is he proved in the Conference League final that he's actually an excellent shot stopper, much better on the ball than Robert Sanchez. So let's see what happens. Whether we sign another goalkeeper, as long as our defensive line continues to improve, as long as we continue to defend as a unit, as we did against a tough and a tough opponent like PSG with a very very potent attack, I'm not going to be concerned who stays between the sticks. But that's a small opinion anyway. All right, let's see. Chelsea should buy Nunes and loan him to Everton to stop Liverpool. Maresca will be doing well against Arsenal. Maresca was never Chelsea through and through. He came from Sports Tottenham Academy, so and has been traveling across enemy states, for lack of a more relatable language there. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. I apologize for not muting before sneezing. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Hit the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Unquote Joseph, signing Eze guarantees the Premier League. Come on, man. Can you elaborate? You can't just tell us that signing Eze guarantees the Premier League. I want to know why. Yeah. Bobby, big up to you and thank you for finding the time to join me on the panel. I do hope you're doing well.
Coach, you go, Coach. This is the sort of thing. Um, what's his name? Mitchy Boy used to do.
Mm.
Um, Coach. I don't know. Maybe the time difference
No, it will
where you
fix.
are, and
Once the kids start school, once school
yeah,
resumes in August, we'll be streaming a lot earlier. So I apologize.
yeah. I don't even know how long I can hang on. I just let me try, Coach.
Mhm.
Ebenezer Eze. That would be a good signing if it happens.
He's experienced too.
Well, the question I have to ask is there are a couple of other players that it makes a bit of a conundrum. I
Mhm.
still think we should put on some pressure for Morgan Rogers.
And it looks like it's
And,
gonna happen.
well, will it? I don't know. And we can't really completely close the door on the Rodrygo situation. And you see, if we make a successful move for Eze, I rate him. I do like him as a player. But once we do that, then that closes the door to Rodrigo. I
Rodrigo is.
don't know.
I don't think Rodrigo comes to his salary is an issue, Bobby.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. I think if we approach Eze, I think he'll be interested. I can't think of any player that wouldn't be, especially a young player, that wouldn't be interested in the Chelsea project. Perhaps even more so than Arsenal. And people may say, "Oh, how come? How did you arrive at that conclusion?"
Hmm.
I think the thing is with Chelsea is that we've now made the project so attractive. You see, winning breeds winning, especially trophies. It breeds winning, and these young players who have talent can see that playing amongst your peers, you have that opportunity not only to get game time if
Hmm.
you can break into the first team, but to shine in a way that will definitely enhance your international career. And in some ways, people like Noni and Renato Vega are perfect adverts for that. You come to Chelsea, you definitely not only get the opportunity to further develop and win things, but your individual development, there's a marked improvement. You can't deny that people like Noni and Renato Vega, even as long ago as that was, the whole Renato Vegas situation, it's still quite significant that they didn't get invited to their national camps at senior level until they joined Chelsea.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
because I think I agree with you. Yeah, because I don't think the Portuguese national team manager knew much about him until he joined Chelsea. Yeah, got a chance to play a few games, high-profile games in the Conference League and the Premier League. I think he did start one Premier League game actually, and he did very well on the day. You know, Hit the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you all. 39 people still following the show, but we have just 33 likes. We can do a lot better than that. Let's see if we can get it to 100 likes today. Signing Eze guarantees the league, and I said no, I disagree. But you have to elaborate and explain why you think that's the case. Unquote, Joseph. Did Maresca get the Club World Cup medal? I think he will get one. He participated. And people are making fun of him how he will be, you can say, letting Arsenal fans, players touch the medal to experience how it feels to have one. Good joke, and I actually like it. Let's see, more likes. People keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We just need to avoid mid-season slumps. I think managing the squad properly will help, not to we can say to avoid a player burnout. Good rotation, I think, will help us avoid that. Our opening fixtures are very favorable, and we shouldn't aim. We should, so to speak, aim to correct to collect maximum points from these games. I think we can. I definitely do think we can. And as I've said, rotation will be key. Rotation will help ensure we don't players don't get burned out and then be sidelined for a prolonged period of time and cause problems for us. What do we have here? Eze is too old for me. Really? Get Rogers is 4 inches taller than Eze. We could get him if. And according to one of the reports, I don't know, did we skip it or maybe I somehow forgot to open it as one of the tabs there. That if should so he read something to the effect of should Aston Villa make a move for Nicolas Jackson, then we're definitely gonna get make a beat for Morgan Rogers. I do like Rogers. All right. Yeah, Nani Madueke is gone. Some few questions. When will Fafana come back to full training? When will Esther join? Esther after his holiday. Yeah, after his holiday, that's it. Fafana, I don't think he starts the season because we have good numbers there. Our defensive lines, our defenders were centre backs were brilliant in the Club World Cup. Fafana would he'd have to earn his place back. But yeah, Maresca likes him, so maybe it will not be difficult for him to. You say because we have maybe I think it'd be more correct to reference the fact that we have a lot of games to play, so it won't be long before we start seeing him again. I think he'll be back before the start of the season, but I don't think he starts the season. It just wouldn't make sense. Air Comics, nice to see you, bro. It's been a minute. Always nice to see you. We're still celebrating. Have you stopped celebrating, or are you still celebrating? Let us know. I still watch every time. Again, I'm in front of the TV. I don't feel like watching anything else but that game. Um, honestly. All right, let's see. I miss my Chelsea brothers and sisters. We do miss you too. Derek Baki, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, you're doing well. I believe Esteva joins for preseason. This is preseason already. We have 2 more games before the start of the season. The AC Milan game. What's the other game? Um, just the difference is that the manager he didn't have the luxury to give opportunities to some of the players that he you can say before the competition didn't know that much. Didn't experiment a lot because yeah, with so much at stake, he didn't have the luxury to give playing time to some of the players that were there. Unfortunately, but good thing how much we made from that competition is huge. Nothing to regret. Really. I think Estevao takes the right wing, and we cannot drop Palma. So Eze wouldn't fit. Rotation is key. I don't think Cole Palmer plays every game in the coming season. I don't think so, really. But we'll see what happens with my bro. Eze plays left wing if we need one. Okay. Maresca shouldn't repeat that Team A, Team B nonsense again this season. It actually worked. It actually worked. Had the chances, but we're speaking in hindsight right now. Had it not done that, in my opinion, I think chances are we would have maybe we could have finished the season with achieving one of the two goals we achieved. One of the, you could say, achieving maybe either a Champions League plays and then not winning the Conference League.
Which I
That
think
yeah,
we're always skirting around the root cause issue. And it's not a coincidence that the upturn in Chelsea's fate is directly linked to
yeah,
the availability
and proper squad
and the
management.
returning availability and returning of injured players.
Mhm.
The injuries was the biggest killer for Chelsea over the past two seasons. You don't, how does a club recover from the absence of, these aren't small key players. People like Wesley Fofana, who since he's come to Chelsea, this is like his fourth season now, and he's never given a season. He's never been fit. He's become October, November is his traditional off time for long-term sickness. Reece James, um, uh, uh, Romeo Lavia, key major players. So their sudden availability, even if in spurts at the end of the season, has got to be one of the major reasons why our fortunes have increased. So this is why we must, and I can't stress it enough, we must have a good, solid, strong bench that can provide excellent rotation in order to keep players fresh, injury free, and able to survive the season for Chelsea. If we have these players throughout the season, um, and just be able to rotate them and keep them, from having a heavy workload, um, don't be surprised if Chelsea just win the whole thing.
Yeah, it can squad rotation and overall squad management, player rotation and overall squad management. I think will be key. We don't want players to burn out, and I think that would be helpful in terms of the players we have that are made of glass that get injured easily. And you could say he did manage them very well. Reece James, he stayed fit longer than I can remember, honestly. Well, let's see. We can hope for the best and hope and pray we don't experience the sort of uh, injury issues we experienced on the Porta, but Chitino also. Yeah. All right, exactly. Okay, Rogers is more flexible than Eze. He is like Rodrygo and Curtis can play anywhere on the attacking in the attacking area. Anything else on Estevao? I mean, when we come back after our break, because obviously our preseason is disjointed. This is honestly, I don't think we could. There's no better preseason than the one than the Club World Cup, really. And again, I don't, I like it because the because of what was at stake at the time. Again, what he didn't have the luxury to give players opportunities like the newcomers, but but it helped in so many ways. We're more of a unit than we were before the competition started. That's how I want to see it. I don't think there's a negative side to it, but Bobby, let's get your thoughts on that. The Club World Cup for me, I don't think we could have asked for a better preseason because the manager he had to do things he didn't again he didn't have the luxury to experiment, which in a way is a good thing. The only difference is that newcomers would have to wait a beat to get a chance. The integration, you could say, the integration of newcomers will become slower than usual because they didn't get to play. They didn't get to play much during the Club World Cup. But let's hear your thoughts about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. The outcome of the effect of this elongated season with the Club World Cup is really an unknown entity. All we can all do is uh, try and take intelligent decisions and speculation as to what the impact would be. And for me, one of them, with or without that anyway, is having a very strong squad in total and to be able to um, refresh and uh, reintegrate players, especially the new players, into in Chelsea. Now, at the start of the season, can we count the Club World Cup as a pre-season? Um, it will be a disjointed pre-season because the players went away on holiday, came back, went to the Club World Cup, uh, came back, went on holiday again, and now will come back from that 2 weeks plus break. Um, I don't know, to be honest.
You
I
don't
don't
see
know.
any benefits to it,
Well, as I
except
said,
the monetary benefit, and also the trophy. And
yeah, the physical benefits to the players. Time will tell. Our rivals are hoping that it will lead to burnout. I think if we don't have good squad depth and good rotation, and I'm thinking of the Cucurella situation and so on, that is a possibility. I mentioned the Cucurella situation in that you need to rotate players, especially somebody like him who works so much. You need to do that with a fit player, not to mention those that are injury prone and cannot last um, long seasons or even a season or even 2 matches in a row. I'm talking of Romeo Lavia.
mhm.
Um, and goodness knows what condition Wesley Fofana will be in. I think after you've been out for about a year, it often takes a year for you to be back up to any kind of speed. So he's going to be another very bit part sort of player that will be watching him recover, hopefully, rather than need him to be of importance to us that we will then be forced to rely on him. So the answer to your question is, can we regard it as a pre-season? I don't think we can. I think we can just regard it as an elongated season from last season.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was a task. Those boys really worked hard in America for this tournament, in the training, the temperature, all sorts of things. Even the issue of how it would impact their circadian rhythms. By that, I mean your sleep patterns. You're dealing with different time zones. That has some sort of physical impact. So, whether or not it's going to be like a preseason, it's not likely, really. It's not going to harm short term because the players now have a level of conditioning in their legs. A 2 weeks rest may not really take it away, like having is it the 2 months rest that they have um, uh, for the main season. So um, the answer for us is We don't know what impact that's going to have on us. We can assume, and correctly so, that at some point it's going to lead to fatigue of these players, especially after the internationals and so on.
Mhm.
And we must have reserve strong enough to be able to seamlessly take over for some matches while we do things like give, for example, Cole Palmer a bit of a rest. This is why tactics has to be very fluid, has to be very interchangeable. We have to be very unpredictable. And I think Maresca is beginning to understand that by the different ways he showed he can get the team to play. And yes, you bring in somebody like Ebenezer Eze, um, especially with the likelihood of Nkunku going to Bayern. And maybe, I'm not even sure Nkunku will go to Bayern. Um,
I mean
they are.
I mean, there's a possibility he stays, given what we're hearing.
Yeah, there is I think there is more than a possibility. I'm beginning to look at it as a likelihood. But, time will tell. Why I'm saying this is that Bayern are so thirsty for, what's that Liverpool player? Um, Luis Diaz.
Hmm.
That I don't know, Now, will they succeed with that? I don't know. It depends how much money they're ready to drop for Luis Diaz, who has 2 years left on his Liverpool contract. And Liverpool are bluffing that, oh, they don't need to sell.
But it looks like the
He's a
player
good
himself
player.
wants to leave.
Well, exactly. That's another thing. So they seem to have a preference for him than over Nkunku. Will they go for them both? Well, that kind of defeats the aim. They're both looking for game time. And if they're both purchased by Bayern, that's goodbye to your game time. Bayern isn't exactly a club that is short of players. And yes, people may think, oh, the absence of Musiala has given opportunities for the purchase of Nkunku and or Diaz. Yeah, there's validity in that, but there's still other players in that Bayern squad who would want first time, want regular football as well. So I don't know about the Nkunku situation. I think we should still go for easy, whether Nkunku leaves or not, because he's basically a left-sided player,
Hmm.
and I think he can play along the whole left or right or down the middle, the whole attacking line. So it's vital that we have someone like him, because then we can switch tactics and rest Palmer for a couple of games sometimes, and we can switch tactics with our wingers, and it gives us the opportunity to allow somebody like Esteban to settle in slowly, which he'll need, and have an elongated period where there's no pressure on him to be the main person to deliver. So if he suddenly starts delivering in the season, we feel the bonus effect of it, just like we're seeing the bonus effect of having Reece James available for us. Occasionally, we had a little bit of Romeo Lavia. These things is what's helped us with this magnificent end of the season. And I always say, imagine if we had a full season of Lavia, James, and Wesley Fofana.
Hmm.
It's a game changer. I think we will challenge for the league if those guys are able to be fit enough to give us their presence for the season.
All right, people, I'm getting tired. We're going to go for news hunting, and after that, we will call it a day. But once again, I appreciate you all finding the time to be part of the conversation. Nate to left, Joao, striker, Let's see, Estavo 10, Palmer right or Neto, and it will still be a fluid approach. A 10 as of a right wing, Enzo making late runs, crash in the box and all that. Thank you for that. The lab Pedro Neto, Gates, Estavo, Palmer, Kendry on loan. Georgia, I think we need to give them time. I think these boys have the hunger in them to prove something. Also, the midfield is a battle. Yeah. So let's see. For minutes, I'm guessing. What else do we have here? Let's go news hunting, and after news hunting, we'll call it a day. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 13 minutes. That's long, and I've been interacting with you guys nonstop. What else do we have here? Pat Nevin's comment. I think there's a lot of commentaries there from football commentators, and yeah, former players. Anything else? Chelsea want to end the summer with 8 to 9 attacking options for rotation. Yeah, rotation is key. I think we've always done that's the case. From what I am hearing, Chelsea could have one more addition up front. I think we've addressed that. Nothing new have emerged. We've read the addressed the Garnacho story, and if the club wants him, after you guys, who am I to blow against the wind? So that's it. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. We'll try to address it. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. And please don't ask difficult questions. Bobby, anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day?
I think you've done well with your streaming. You're probably feeling about the way I feel right now. But it's excellent. I think it's so important that you keep this going, even if it's nearly 2 a.m. here. But people will listen to the recording, and hopefully, with the persistence, one day the channel will get the recognition it absolutely deserves.
I appreciate that. The timing will change to accommodate the best of our panelists like you, Dante, and everyone. But this is the only time that I have space right now. But once school starts, that changes. I think. But thank you, Bobby, for finding the time to be part of the conversation. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just on a final note, the good thing now about transfers is that we know definitely we need to make transfers, and there certainly needs to be outgoings. There really does. Petrovic went today. I've still got my eye on somehow us being able to dump Chilwell and Sterling. But yeah, the good thing about the position we're in now is that it's relaxed. We're not desperate. And that's going to count for a lot.
Yep, I agree. Yep, good thing we're not desperate. We'll take our time. We can, yeah, it's a good thing. So thank you for mentioning that point. We should get Mitoma. I don't think it happens. I'd rather we'll return the winning to FIFA than spend them on man finish. Gracias. Thank you for saying that. Economics again. Big up to you too. This says big up, Coach Bobby Panel. Yeah, world champions, and thank you for saying that. It's 1:30 a.m. for Chelsea Ultra, so I have to take. Yep. Thank you. I remember your condition, but thank you for sticking with us. I appreciate you. Much love to you. And IB says, big up, Coach. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for being part of the conversation. More importantly. And I appreciate you guys. And if you haven't followed Chelsea Perspective on Twitter and Instagram, please do so. Also, tell more people about the community so we can grow together. Thank you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar. We rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We long for the team stands on my side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines. Bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real or die. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remains. never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shed and crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only